So I'm just popping in here really, really quick because it's Monday and I am updating my website this week, and I'm going to be putting on the schedule, some of the things that I'm hoping to do to just kind of add to the spring semester as the schedule kind of solidifies. And as for me and my goals, looking into and ahead for the year, just kind of, focus and become more disciplined with each passing day. And I know that that kind of comes with taking a look at whatever we have on the schedule and just going with the flow because I'm, a mom, and I feel like working and school and all of those things, you're trying to do it all and you got to have some kind of a schedule. But I wanted to share with you guys a little bit more of my interaction. I am always telling people with the Gypsy Tribe that I more and share more. And I think, why do people want to see that? And I don't know, making lotions and potions and bath salts and things. But every day I sit down and I do the astrology. Now monthly, I do a monthly, like before the month, it's like the 30th or 31st, right? I'll sit down, I'll open the windows, I'll light a candle, and I'll sit down with my music and I do the whole month and I send the month out. And then every Tuesday, Matthew and I, we do the Astrology and Alchemy radio podcast that goes out on Odyssey Radio and the Paranormal Channel, and 10, 13, however many thousands of people listen. And you get to tune in and live chat and listen. And I adjust that Excel spreadsheet that goes out to my Gypsy Tribe members. And I kind of add in cool things weekly, and it builds and builds and builds. And then every single day, I post it on my social media. Now, today, and the reason I'm kind of starting with today is today's Monday, February 20th, and it's a new moon today. So it's kind of late last night into this morning. You have a new moon in Pisces, and it's conjunct Saturn and the sun, both on a kind of cusp space in a Pisces sign, and then Saturn and sun in Aquarius. So what the heck does any of this mean, right? I think oftentimes we're sharing on the show every Tuesday what it means and the breakdown for it. But for the new moon, specifically today, there's going to be a lot of magic and things that I'm doing to empty the mind first. If you cannot empty your thoughts, you are never going to be able to line up the sights in your gun. You're never going to be able to take that deep breath that you need and pull the trigger to do the things that you want to do and to get the finality and the next step of the process done. You have to be able to, however that moment of focus comes to you. So right now, the astrology, both macro and micro, and I think a lot of people are feeling it, is a really compelled sense of urgency. So to take your attention away from details and let the white noise, no pun intended there, take over until something materializes in the midst of it. The fog, the mist of it. So today, specifically in this new moon in Pisces, this is a day where a new figure is going to step out of that fog, out of that mist, out of that uncertainty, whether it's you, whether it's someone you know or don't know. A new challenge of this figure in the brain is to let go of all the safety of that boat and swim. You're going to be jumping ship. You're going to be going overboard, right? Things are going to be crashing in the waves as the water unfolds and shifts around us. And you have to be able to follow the swirls of that current underneath you to really even have an idea of what's going on, but to be able to feel the changes of that water environment. If you're an alchemy witch like myself, if you're out there doing hermetic chemistry and looking at what's in the water, a new moon in Pisces is very much about the environment around you, sensing the shoreline, sensing the shallows, directing your stroke, hearing the waves, seeing the beach, smelling the air, using sensuality, right, Chet, to go with the flow, go with the feelings, and being aware of the movement of the turbulent waters being very much the emotional, intuitive relationship. So the shadow work, shadow being the yin energies, the internal thoughts and feelings that we're doing. Courage is in knowing there will be a resolution when there is not one yet. Courage is in knowing there will be a resolution when there is not one yet. That's a really big affirmation and meditation, a space to sit on your pillow, on your porch, wherever it is that you have, and meditate. Courage is in knowing there will be a resolution when there is not one yet. Timing, listening to your spirit guides and your prayers, and however it is that you grip onto the patterns of the universe, time is going to be a big key. Passions, very, very high for the next few weeks. This new moon phase in with Pisces, water sign, flashes of intense desire, trailing off into satiation. The Inuit energy. The are you hungry? Are you full? Now you're too full. Now you're puking, right? Intensity of the cycle, the metabolism cycle. If you have been that person that over the last 6 months, you have been bearing for impact, you have been taking on some crazy stress, you've been going through it. You've probably put on a lot of weight in these winter times because, and I'm one of these people, intuitively, as I was preparing for my dad to possibly not make it through his surgeries and maybe not getting a kidney, my stepmom really struggling, everybody around me really kind of struggling. And I too, I'm going to be like a big buoy in the water and be extra fluffy and be able to brace for impact and damage control. And then as things settle, the water settles and you get to a point where you're looking off of the boat, really assessing where you're at, what you got to do, what you have your resources for, and what the environment around you is teaching you. And you realize, fuck, I've got to jump. I've got to get off this rock like Blake Lively, and I got to get to the shore because there's stuff in the water and I've got to get out. I've got to get the safety and I've got to do it because time's running out. But what time do I do it? Do I do it now? Do I wait till the jellyfish pass? Do I do it now? Do I wait till the sun goes down? Do I do it now? This sense of urgency in the intuitive waters is really important to pay attention to for yourself and for others. So this moon phase is going to be about commitment. Boom. Keeping. What are you keeping? What's staying? What's going? What are you keeping? What are you taking with you? What's going out in the bug out bag? The urgency will start to decrease starting tomorrow, and yearning will decrease a little bit. You'll actually start to feel less and less emotional, which is going to be kind of a wild thing after some of the turbulent times recently. And the emotions will wane a little bit. So this new moon in Pisces, pretty powerful thing. And if you are wanting a spell or some additional work or a reading and you're not someone in the Gypsy tribe, let me know. I will work out a special for you and we will get one going. The last thing that's going to happen today, astrologically speaking, that I did post about and I want to share with you for any of you guys out there like Chet maybe listening, who utilize the stocks and finances and growth and investment and wealth and patterns of Venus. Venus is about sensuality. Venus is about romance and sex and art and beauty and love and growth and money and give me more, give me more, give me more. That's Venus. And Venus is entering into the Aries space with Jupiter. It's leaving Pisces. Why? Wishy-washy, love me, you don't love me, wish me. Venus has been pretty watery, pretty delusional, pretty crazy with fantasy and what ifs. And it's going to finally go into Aries, which may or may not be a good thing because that's Hunger Pains going into the Hunger Games. And it's going to be a liken to sensuality, but it's desire and passion. And it's going to change as they are fed. So Jupiter is over there also with Chiron and Aries. And you've got some partying going on in the fire signs. And with Venus joining into that, it's going to be pretty hot, sexual, crazy, high desire, high pleasure, high pain thresholds. And a lot of do it or else. So this will be a lot of pregnancy announcements and a lot of births probably happening starting tomorrow. So be aware of things catching on fire artistically, but also on money-wise. Things that have been crashing lately are going to catch fire. Things that have been doing really well lately are going to catch fire. I want you to actually say that out loud. And as you hear yourself saying it, this is going to catch fire. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I want you to think about that before you engage in the action. And if you can decipher through those frequencies and patterns that, oh, that's a good thing that this is on fire, then go ahead and let it burn, baby. If it's a bad thing that it's on fire, go ahead and start to engage the preparations now and put the fire out as quick as possible. And also know that it's probably just going to, be a sensual thing for some time. The pain might linger, but the damage and the collateral damage doesn't have to include everybody and everything if you don't want it to. So I can imagine a lot of the Scorpio signs, a lot of the water signs kind of fizzling. If there's a grease fire happening and you just went from water to more fire, you guys know the chemistry in that. Things can get pretty ugly here in this switch over. So all of the feelings that have been bubbling up, bubbling over, people thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, it's now going to start to happen. The decisions are going to start to pan out. And when I say pan out, I want you to think of that, both the pan spilling over like something on a stove, but also the pan out as if we were looking at something through a camera lens. You're going to get more information and more, see more. What? That may or may not be a good thing, right? I don't know. You tell me. So I can, of course, look ahead to the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and see the week ahead. And I can tell you it gets really crazy, especially Friday, the 24th. When in doubt, get crazy. I've got some music suggestions and things that I will be sharing on social media. I would say that last night into this morning, that Pisces new moon is definitely kind of reminding me of a Lupe Fiasco song, kind of the daydream, if you will. Daydream, day. I fell asleep beneath the flowers. But now, I see a pale moon arising. I see trouble on the rise. And so I feel like maybe some things are going to start to get wild and freaky this week. And boy, the fires, guys, I don't think that the fires, the manufacturing fires, the fires politically, the fires in your heart, the fires in your life are going to go out unless you actively are putting them out already. So whatever that means for you, I want you to chime in here before I tune out. I've got to get back to work at 4:00. So in my mind, I wanted to just jump on here really quickly and offer to you guys, if you are listening or interested, that I am still doing reading specials. I've got my tarot deck sitting right here. If you would like a card and you're listening in and it's live wherever you're tuning in, YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, there's like 4 different channels attached to this StreamYard account. So I will be able to see you if you put in the chat room that you give me permission to draw you a card. And of course, with any type of divination, you want to specifically think about that question. You want to get it in your mind. You want to be specific to you, not to me. Don't give me all those things. Don't give me the hints. Don't give me a ability to give you a real good cold reading, right? Don't give me anything. A good psychic should never really ask too many questions. So instead, you formulate and frame that question in your mind, and you know what it is that you're seeking answers and guidance to, and let the divine information do the rest. And so you just trust, not skeptically, but maybe a little. You should always be a little skeptical. The information coming to you, but you know that it is divination. I've been working with Baron Samdi a lot lately, Anubis. You know, I do necromancy, gatekeeping work in that, not gatekeeping in the Urban Dictionary sense, but gatekeeper is in liminal spaces, gray spaces, hedge witchery, a lot of death and dying and birth and rebirth. So a lot of reincarnation, past life regression, alien abduction, near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, rape, trauma. Now I'm a forensic counselor Monday through Friday, so I'm usually working with people, offenders, on their end of the trauma that they've endured and also continued to process and engage in. And I feel like my own life experiences kind of take me to some of those places. And so I've written books about it. That's usually what my research is on and about. And if you have found your way to me, then usually the readings that I deliver, they're coming through spirit guides that are pretty heavy and very much about, like, if you look at my altar spaces and like behind me, I've got one of my altars, a lot of like Thecla and Caspian, Saint Caspian, Saint Cyprian, a lot of powerful magic workers, smart people, bravery, spirit guides that are doing a lot of that kind of work. All right. Okay. So Rebecca, I've got permission from you. So I am going to draw a card for Rebecca very quickly. You guys, again, if you would like me to draw a card for you, let me know. And so, okay. So let's start off strong, right? So Rebecca, this is the Justice card. And as far as the tarot deck, it is broken into major and minor. Major being like the major leagues, right? It's a big deal. And minor being like it could just be an everyday kind of occurrence, but very much the details and process of what makes life life. The Justice card, though, is major. So this is a major life theme. This is a major life thing going on. Could be a marriage, divorce, career, retirement, shift, baby, moving from one state to the next. But justice as the card and word would imply there's some measuring of the heart and the head. There is some knowing, like the mother, the maiden, and the crone, or the three wise ladies there, measuring out yin and yang, balance, energy and time, want and need, and making the decision, okay, if I really get two perspectives, both perspectives, if I'm able to see and know what is fair. Hello, Johnny. Janie? Janie? I'm going to say Janie. Janie's gonna go, because I like Janie, but it could be anything. Let me know. Hello from Finland. We are also snowy here in Minnesota. We're getting anywhere from 1 to 2 feet. So we'll see what we've got by the end of the day. But justice, this is, I really would say, give yourself time and energy to see both perspectives. It doesn't mean that you're favoring one over the other. It really allows you to get a full picture, a whole spectrum. And that's what you want when making a good life, major life decision. So, Rebecca, I hope that that finds you well. Let me know if you have questions. Janie, I'm going to stick with Janie. If you would like a reading, guys, before I jump off here, let me know. I am happy to pull you a card. And it is so beautiful in Pennsylvania. It is 60s today. No way, Chet. No way. Okay, Chet, I'm going to pull a card for you. Let's see what the cards say for Chet. I know Chet's gone through, as we all are, some life changes and growing pains and some things happening. Boom. I'm only laughing with you. And this is the 10 of Swords. So anything is a 10. Man, that's 2 hands, 2 fists, 2 punches in the gut. But it's also a double high 5. It's 10. It's all the fingers that you have. It's all the toes you got. Hopefully, if you've not had any carpenter accidents. And 10 would imply really that you've got your hands full, but that it also is done. It's final. Woohoo! We did it. And of Swords, this is air. So earth, water, air, fire, and air. This is like, Gemini out there talking, or Aquarius. The rules are changing. And the news. And the air and the Swords is the debates, the arguments, the disagreements, the battles, the bullshit, the drama, the reputation ripping, the stretching, the See, this person's like, get me out of this ribbon of silk. I'm tired of being trapped in this cloud. Come on. You are literally laying on a bed of swords. And so at this point, like, they're not sticking in you. You have overcome. You're not damaged. You can pull out one of these swords. Just open up your eyes. Cut yourself free from the silk. It's not really containing you that much anymore. Like, you got it now. You've gotten through the bullshit now. And now you're going to move on to, like, hopefully the Knight of Air or the King of Swords, where you're really the winner of the battle and you're able to then apply some of the actions and move into the real projects you want to get going, which is really fun to start building on the stuff you love. Chet goes, man, that is absolutely the card I was imagining, but you were guessing a 6, but still seeing that wincing and pain and that overworked stress. Chet, I know you work a lot, so I bet you were seeing that. I always love the illustrations on the cards, you guys. Once you are familiar with the numerology and the earth, water, air, fire patterns and how the tarot is built, you can do tarot readings with any tarot deck. And then you'll look down and be able to see the art and know, how integrated and intelligent the artist was with the story of tarot and how to tell the story of what's going on throughout the deck as it increases and decreases, either number or suit. So I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I hope that this new moon finds you well. I am going to be making some facial spritzers and sprays that I use for meditation and just for my skin. I am also going to be making some bath salts and just some bath soaks for people to use. My husband's quite picky about what goes in the bath, so it doesn't get stuck in the drains. And I'm really picky about like bath bombs and stuff because I don't want chemicals and dyes in my skin or body. And so I make them homemade, but they have to kind of be shipped out pretty quickly. And I do them in batches. So I'm doing my batches for all of my health, hair, face, bath bomb stuff if you guys are interested. And then I'm also going to be going through my jewelry and crystals here later this week. So if you're interested in those sales, guys, be sure and sign up, follow along, sign up for notifications, subscriptions, all that good stuff. That way you won't miss out whenever I am popping up online next. So I hope to go live tonight and do some readings this evening. I'm going to put it up on the schedule so that people can plan accordingly. I think that that helps for those of us who do work and do all the stuff to be able to join in later this evening, say at about 8 o'clock or so. For those who were in the Gypsy tribe, I am doing the love languages still, and I really would like to do a whole video on that so that the maneuverability and alchemy of love languages is something everyone can benefit from. And I don't ever really see good videos done on it. So I guess I just should do it myself. But the perfectionist in me just is not ever really that happy with videos that I'm doing because I'm not like Jamboard-tastic or anything like that. I don't use a lot of visual aids. So I guess I feel like, dang, I'm pretty simple. But anyway, this Wednesday, guys, I am hoping to return with No Man's Land. I've got some really kind of fun people signed up to talk with me throughout the summer, which is a gentle podcast on for, I say gentle, who am I kidding? A podcast in forensic psychology, but predominantly focused on the idea of the waning alpha male, right? The no man's land, the genocide of humanity, if you will, the median, middle line, average guy politics from the middle spaces to try and just talk about things without feeling like you have to be in an absolute space. It's something I feel is really important for just news and weekly news. But I was banned pretty heavily there last year for both spamming, because I was posting every day for my dad to get a kidney. And so they finally did shut down almost all of my social media sites for spamming the need for a kidney. And then also some of my early contributions. And you guys know, if you've been following me, I've been doing podcasting now for about 14 years. And I've never stopped. The show's names have changed as I've gone from platform to platform. But yeah, I did some early shows there about COVID and some of the recommendations on how that was being handled. Boy, howdy, did that get me shut down real fast too. So I'm happy to say that Odyssey Radio is a lot more lenient. So even though it might be live streamed on YouTube, it doesn't ever get me banned exclusively or shut down completely if I can then have a platform that's prepared to share it and I can keep recording. It allows me to take time away from my family and my loved ones to like feel like I can do that when I know that I'm like, trying to make money and do research and do the things, and just doing it to get banned felt kind of silly. But it's a really, really passionate outlet of me and of mine to talk with people about the news and to not fall victim to censorship or like fear mongering. I like to have open conversation about things that are going on in the news and to be able to talk about them without feeling like you have to be a slave to social media or only to one platform or only to one party. So I hope that you guys will join me on Wednesday night for No Man's Land. And so that's just a few days away. So if there's something you guys would like for me to talk about or to bring up, or if you'd like to tag a friend below to join me on Wednesday, then it'll be Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So I hope to see you then. And yeah, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. If you want to get a hold of me, you can check out paranormalsarah.com or whatever platform you're listening to right now. You can find me, direct message me, send me an email, theparanormalsarah@gmail.com. We'll get you hooked up with a reading, something for the new moon. I'm going to go get some incense done, some spell work done, and start prepping for dinner. So you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I will talk with you later. Bye-bye.